Hi, Jam Stars. Welcome back. Um, it's so cold. It's so cold. But before I go to bed, I thought I'd try to do a bit of a reading. Well, there's so much going on. Like, let me just share. I suppose we can just have a little bit of an intro. There's so much going on today. Did they, didn't they? I was just looking through some of the videos. Do you believe Harry and Meghan had tea with the king? Avid Gardner. So uh, I'm very interested. I haven't seen yet what the royal grifter. She may not have posted yet. Um, Lauren, the insider. Let me just see, because the way that YouTube shuffles the videos around, no, there's nothing yet from Lauren, but I'm sure she will. Um, I'm sure she will be posting shortly about the the meeting, which I'm very interested. Let me just double check if I wonder if Bookworm knows about, because this is what's like. I like these because they've got some contact. They've got contacts. I was just actually HG Tudor. I was just listening to something HG Tudor had just posted. But Celt has some good insights. 14 hours ago. Oh, yes, I did see that, to do with Charlotte Griffiths. Okay, let's. You know what I thought what we could do, just for my own curiosity. Um, should I tell you what I think? Let me grab the cards. Should I tell you what I'm thinking? But I think you know what I'm thinking. I think you know where I sit with this. And I'm finding it very, very strange that she would go there. This whole thing, you haven't heard from me much about in the last few months about the UK visit, etc. I know a lot of people. I've been finding it very interesting watching a lot of people's videos. And as you know, I don't have any inside information, right? So I can't I can't really tell you anything from, and I don't read the article, I don't read out articles to you. I just go by what I tell you who I watch and what I hear, and then I try and use my intuition. I have my own slant as to maybe what's going on, as you know, watching the Jam Scam. So I find it very interesting that she would turn up after all the stories, the BS that we've heard. I'm finding it very strange that. Let me just flick that over again. I'm finding it very strange that she would turn up um, to the UK. So I thought we might. Oh, the the proper wise guy. I love him so much, but I'll have to watch that a bit later. I just need something here in front of me to look at so I can focus, so I can shuffle the cards. And I'm loving Avid Gardner's little thumbnail there about Pinocchios. So I'm just gonna watch this space. I'm just gonna look at these images and ask the energy, are they or aren't they? And I'm not going to try. I'm purely going to see what the cards say. I'm not going to tell you what I think. Although, as I said, I think you know what I think. It's no surprise. But let's see. I'm very interested to see what the cards are going to say. So let's ask carefully. UK. Do we ask about her? Because I feel the energy is not so much about her. I feel the energy is about Chuck. feel this has got more, it's more to do with Chuck. But yes, should I believe what I hear? Should I be believing what I see and hear? So the first card, the Aurea Concilia, the energy about this question, should I believe? What's the energy around the messages we're receiving, and what's required of us in terms of believing it? So I'd really like to know, is it true? Is it true? What's the energy behind it? So things are getting hot and people are not coping well. Adaptability. There's a need to adapt, but we're not adapting. Like what's happened, there's a need to adapt, but the energy is about not adapting, that things haven't worked out, that things are still hot water. So that's kind of interesting, that things are not, the situation in general hasn't changed, or people aren't adapting. So I feel there's trouble there. There's I'll ask the Italian cards, the carte napoletane, the Napolitan cards, the playing cards. So that's interesting. Things are not, people are not adapting. The water's getting hot. The situation's getting hot. The situation's getting uncomfortable. The situation's getting uncomfortable. I'll leave the pictures. I do need to see the pictures. The situation's getting uncomfortable, not for them. What I was thinking, what I was feeling is it's not about, the situation is not, it's about the king. The situation for the king is getting very hot and bothered. But things are not going to plan. Things are not going to plan. Things, this decision, so the news that's coming out is, there's part of it driven by them, but there's part of it driven by him. The Knight of Swords, the Cavaliere, like move. So things are moving, moving forward, moving quite quickly, but so things have had to move quickly because of a hot water situation, of an uncomfortable feeling, or like things are not going to plan. These plans, these decisions are forced to move forward. Expectations are not being met. So this is about trying to milk a bull. It's an unrealistic expectation. The expectations, someone's expectations here are flawed. Well, not flawed. It's about the way they see the situation. They have unrealistic expectations. They're not really taking into account the reality of the situation. Now, who is that about? I think for us, like for the viewer, like the looking onwards, I would say there's we are being presented a picture that's very unrealistic, and someone's trying to manipulate our expectations. They're forming a picture, but this situation of them arriving and being there and doing it, I feel that at this point in time, I don't know if what we're being shown can deliver realistic expectations, can deliver the goods. You can't milk a bull. You can't get milk from a bull. So from this situation, from the news that we're seeing, from all these, like everyone's commenting on it, and I think that's there's nothing wrong with that. I feel that in terms of the media, the way the media is pumping it, that this is something that we need to be careful of. What we're looking at, these two cards, like what we're looking at is a situation that people are not adapting to. There's no adaptation. There's no real change to the situation. So have people adapted? Like, have they adapted and actually shown up to visit? I'm not sure they have. The cards are saying that they haven't. That the energy it's very unlikely that these changes have actually taken place, and that it's a very unrealistic situation. I feel as though I said to my friend, one of the Jamsters today, I really need to see some video. I need to see some moving pictures. I need to see some movement. I need to see some movement for me to decide if it's real, if it is a reality, this unrealistic expectation, the unrealistic. I need to see video. No more photos. No photos. We've had it with photos. And knowing what she does with photos, there's no photos. There needs to be some footage. The only way that we can work with this is we need video footage, evidence. Even then, that kind of, I would question it, but that's what we're facing. Well, that's what they're facing. That's what they have created. So cards, let's just quickly. So I've just talked about, I need some proof. I need some. I need some. I need some video. I need to see the balcony. Some out and about. Vlad the Impaler and his so-called children. Because at the moment, we're presented with the bull. We're presented with the bull in reverse, and they're trying to milk it. They're trying to milk it so that we believe that this is real. I think our feelings are correct. That our feeling of mistrust is actually warranted. It's generating a feeling of this could have been an opportunity to see and feel things differently, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Our feelings are inversed. So I think we feel that with our intuition, we know that it's not right. But they haven't done anything. Their actions have not encouraged us to build new feelings. There's no new way to look at this. There's no new way to feel about it. I'm going to ask another. Oh well, I think we're going to spread these out. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Oculus anime. Let's have a look. Let's have a look with our soul's eye. Every card, oh well, these cards, they're all reversed. The Two of Wands. And Spirit. I think we need to be careful. I'm going to say that when I see the Knight of Ether, like Spirit, when I see the Knight in reverse, it sort of means there's something at play. There's something afoot that we need to be very, very careful of, and it's affecting our feelings. Like we need to feel this. Put it in this order. We need to question like people's worldviews. Like this card, the Two of Wands, he's got the world in his hands. These are plans, but they're not. I would say that this plan is not well thought out. They have unrealistic expectations or unrealistic ways of viewing this situation. So it's a two-way thing, you know. One's for us, like our expectations, what we're being presented. The other one is about them. They are people that I would need to be very careful. Their intentions, their spirit, are quite dark. The way they view the world is quite dark. Their intentions are not positive. And this doesn't make us feel good about what we're looking at. So there's a deeper way, or there's an intention. There's a reason why this is happening. Where most people are not going to see it. They're not going to be able to see it. They're just going to swallow it. I'll just put this card out. So most people are not going to see this. They're not going to understand what they're looking at. They're going to look at it from what they're being fed by the media. The media are just being told what to say. I'm pretty sure that most people that are reporting this, and when I say media, I'm not talking about Lauren. I'm not talking about Bookworm or Celt. I'm talking about the mainstream media that are reporting this. There's a great deal of money. There's a great deal of money around that. They're being paid. There's benefits to them. So listen and understand who is saying it and why they would be saying that. So unless we see, no photo, there's no photos. What we need to see is video. We need to see video, even a live, a walkabout with the children holding hands with their grandfather. Then I'm going to start. Then there's a possibility of reversing all of these cards. But until that happens, there's not even any, why would we even be bothered looking at it? It's a complete shit show. Buckingham Shit Shows presents, I think, Jam Scam. The Two of Wands again. The Two of Wands. There's a very strong desire for us to believe that what we're looking at. That's their desire. It's there's a problem with it though. It's the problem is we need to be careful what their intention, what is the true intention, what is their wish, what is their idea. What is their idea? What is the idea behind this? I don't think we've uncovered the real reasoning behind it. The as ever, the ever, that one I was going to do. The, what is their intention? Why are they doing this now? And they're working together. And I think that's something, before I turn this card over, I think we need to understand that. The fact is, if they are there, we're not going to see anything. We're not going to see anything because we can't. Because in order to see it, they will have to present the children, and they're not going to do that because whatever reason, they can't physically show the children. They can't physically show the children because there's an issue there, right? But the fact now remains. Now there is, it's like hammering the nail in and like solidifying, is we now know they are both, we can now see they're playing their hand. There is no question now who is the handler, who is the employer, who is working in cahoots with them. If there's no footage, if there's no proof, that falls on both parties. This is now this is the moment in time where we go, aha, they might be lying, they don't have children, or the children, or whatever happens to the children, but the fact is they've played their hand. The Chuck, the Vlad, the vampire has played his hand as well by covering up, by being complicit. And I'll leave you with this message. The flame extinguished, the candle at dawn. The candle at dawn. Extinguish the flame with gratitude as it has served its purpose. Ending is timely, not tragic. Do not mourn what must now rest. And this is, they're not putting this to rest. The story is not being put to rest. But the story does not end here. The prodigal son story, the cards tell me be very wary of people whose intentions are not to finalize, are not to close the story. This is a great moment. This is a perfect moment in time to have a photo, have some video, show the world, show the realm, the prince and the princess as ever. As ever. So as ever, the story does not end here. It's going to continue. We're not seeing any proof. I think, remember the question was about how do I take this information that I'm being presented? And as ever, the story continues. It's not ending here. There is an opportunity to end the story once and for all. This is the prince, this is the princess, holding hands with their grandfather. Just a glimpse, a wave, walking through the garden, You can even pick the journalist, you can pick the photographer, videotape, like the engagement, the engage. That's the photo, the Pinocchio photo, Avid Gardener. That is the engagement video. That's what I was just about to say. That's all that's needed. A quick walk out into the garden with the prince and the princess. They're perfectly safe with the king, the most secure person in the world. The most secure person in the world, holding hands with their grandfather. They walk out into a garden because she loves a garden. They walk out into the garden, wave, hello. Isn't it? We are so happy to be together. But we're not going to see that because that cannot happen. It cannot physically happen. You cannot get milk from a bull. The situation cannot produce what they want us to believe. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I hope, again, I need to reiterate, like I don't have any proof. I don't know anyone in these circles. I can't ask anyone in the know. I'm just telling you that what I see in my cards, what I feel in my cards, is a reflection of, I think you also must be feeling this too. So it's very interesting how these cards came out to tell a story of what's happening. And now my computer's making noises, glitching again, but we've finished. So let's, fingers crossed. Let me just quickly, fingers crossed that this video is not blurry. Did you see these cards? I'll just show you again. So hopefully they're not blurry. So these were all the cards. They're all in reverse. Again, all in reverse. Knight. It's very interesting that they're all in reverse. The only ones that weren't reversed, well, they can't, are the Italian cards. Did I shuffle them? I don't know. Yeah, we can't. They're not. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. I just wanted to, because it's a little bit clearer on the bigger screen. All right. Let's leave it there. It is so cold. Got my pajamas on, but it's so cold. And I just wanted to do this before I went to bed. I just wanted to touch base just in case I don't do a live in the morning. My friends, have a wonderful day. Keep your eyes open. Keep your soul open, like the eye of your soul, your oculus animi. Keep it open and just make sure that you don't automatically fall for the opposite. You know, if one side is telling a story and you feel a bit like, oh, I don't trust them, I don't like them, don't automatically like the other side, the opposite. Because that's what I see a lot of people doing, is that they make allowances for other people in this story. And I think what's being played, the cards that are being played here, go deeper than what we see. So don't automatically trust, don't automatically feel like other people in this story are being hard done by and therefore deserve your respect or deserve your admiration. You know, be careful who you admire. Question that. My friends, I have to leave. I'm going to leave you there, and we will talk. We will connect very, very soon. Bye.